Let's go back to Exodus. Moses said to the people, do not be afraid. That's the first thing he did. The first thing they did is they got afraid. The first thing Moses does, he says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of God. I want you to underline that or something, remember that, because just now, maybe not today, maybe next week, we're going to have a look at a few other places where we see those same words. Stand still and see the salvation of God. You see, what happens with fear? Fear causes people to panic and run around and start, got to do this, and bring, got to do this, quickly, got to do this, quickly, got to do that. That's what fear does, am I right?
Right.
God says, wait, be still. Just stand. Don't worry. Just stand. The world is crumbling around. Just stand. Stand. Even in Ephesians 6, stand. When you're having done all, stand. Stand. Having on the armor of God. Stand. Stand against the devil. Stand against Pharaoh. Stand against whatever the devil is bringing against you. Don't run away from it. Stand against it. Stand and see the salvation of God. Stand and see that what is salvation? It includes deliverance, includes healing, includes prosperity, includes all of these things. Stand and see the deliverance of God. Stand and see the salvation, the healing of God. Stand and see, man, how God rescues you. Which He will accomplish for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you see again no more forever. For the Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. We haven't even come to the place of lifting up the rod yet. Don't fear. When the enemy comes running down that hill, don't panic. The worst thing we can do is panic, because then you do things blindly and you make mistakes. How much time we got? I want you to see. See, it says the Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace. Before we go on, I want to have a look at some examples where the Lord does the fighting. If we've got time today, we'll try it anyway. Let's have a look at Deuteronomy chapter 1. Deuteronomy chapter 1. Let me just say, and does this mean I can just sit back and do nothing? No. We're going to come to that. I'm first going to show you examples where the Lord does the fighting, and then we're going to see our part. What is our part to this whole thing? Are you with me there? Let's look at verse 28. Where can we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our hearts, saying, the people are greater and taller than we. Their cities are great and fortified up to heaven. Moreover, we have seen the sons of Anakim there. Anakim are giants. We've seen giants there. We have seen these things. You see, they came back and they said, man, we're scared to go there. The cities are walled up. We're not going to get into the cities. And you see, this is an impossible situation. How can we go in there? How can we take over the cities if they're walled up to heaven? How are we going to get through the walls? And see what What man will do now is say, come, let's form a committee and a subcommittee and a subcommittee to the subcommittee, and let's do an investigation and let's work out a strategy how we're going to go, and maybe what we can do is work out a strategy how we can get into and overcome these things, right? But then say, look at these giants. I don't know what we're going to do with these giants. That's what Anakim is, the giants. Verse 29, then I said to them, do not be terrified or afraid of them. Same thing that Moses says. Man, don't be afraid. The same thing that Jesus said. When Jesus came walking on the water, and they saw him, they became afraid. They thought he was a ghost. He said, fear not, it is me. Fear not, it is me. And he's the I am. Whenever we see the devil coming, you must remember, Jesus, fear not, I am. I am here with you. I'll never leave you nor forsake you. You think I'm going to run away from this whippersnapper? I am your defender. I am your salvation. That's my very name. Yahweh is salvation. Jesus, Yahweh is salvation. I am your salvation. I am here with you. Fear not, man. Don't be afraid. Verse 30. For the Lord your God who goes before you, He will fight for you according to all that He did for you in Egypt before your very eyes. And in the wilderness where you saw how God, and the Lord your God carried you as a man carries his son all the way that you went until you came to this place. Yet for all that you did not believe the Lord your God, who went in the way before you to search out a place for you to pitch your tent, to show you the way you should go by the fire by night, cloud by day. You see, that's what God did. He led them with a cloud, a pillar of cloud in the daytime. What did the cloud do? They could see the cloud and it would lead them. But the cloud also gave them shading from the desert sun. And at night there was a pillar of fire. It became a pillar of fire. And this pillar of fire led them. At night, where they could see where they're going, also gave them light and gave them warmth. And God led them throughout the whole wilderness. And God is now saying to them, man, listen, there's a promised land there. One that I have said you can have. I said you can have it. Why are you afraid of these things? Are these things greater than I am? Are those giants greater than I am? Are those walled cities greater than I am? Did I not say, go and possess it? Did I not say to Abraham, you'll go in and possess that land? Did I not promise it to Abraham? Then why are you so fearful? Look how I led you out of Egypt. I led you out of Egypt. And in the wilderness, man, you were hungry. I fed you. I gave you water from the rock. I gave you manna in the desert. The waters were bitter. I made them sweet for you. You came in, the Red Sea parted and you walked through on dry land. And you've forgotten all of those things. If I can do those things for you, am I not able to give you victory over the giants and over the walled cities?